Alright, so today I decided to try and platinum Stardew Valley, one of my personal favorite games to play after a girl breaks my heart because it's just super relaxing and everyone knows this. But what most people don't know is how insanely hard and long it actually is to grind for this game's platinum trophy. There's only 41 trophies inside including the platinum, but it takes an estimated 110 hours from the creator of the trophy guide on PSN profiles. And he actually knows what the hell he's doing. I endured some of the most unlucky RNG I have ever had in my life trying to go for this, and I actually lost my mind in the process and, my temper at least once or twice, resulting in more bank account suffering. This is also a part of my challenge to platinum pretty much every single notable single player game that I haven't already before I hit 800,000 subscribers because I have no life, so make sure to drop a like and subscribe. So without further ado, let us begin the descent into my own madness from the conception of a relaxing journey within Stardew Valley. So the entire plot for Stardew Valley is you get given a farm from your grandfather who is dying after losing our mind at a corporate office job. Heck, who knows, our main character here might have just been forced to grind drops in the game for 17 hours straight like me and then he lost it. If so, that is completely understandable. Also, you did get to make a character, but I kept his appearance pretty generic because with a game requiring over 100 hours, I didn't want to dump any more time into it than I needed to. But I did name myself Ron Butkins, a perfect name for a farmer. My farm's name itself was also Puff Daddy Farms, specializing in baby oil and crimes on humanity. So then we got dropped off in Stardew Valley after all of those intro cutscenes and lore, beginning our first year on the farm. Stardew Valley is a tiny town composed of our giant-ass farm, and then like 10 buildings, a dock, a wizard tower, a train station, and some other random places. It is honestly what I imagine a town would look like if it really just wanted to represent diversity in the form of architecture. But anyways, the first real goal of this game's trophies is just play through year 1 while saving everything needed for the community center and other trophies. However, I didn't really save stuff that well because I was too eagle-eyed in on just growing the farm, which isn't really a bad thing because there isn't really any missables in this game, so it doesn't necessarily matter too much if you don't fix the community center within the first year. Granted, that is honestly kind of hard to do in my opinion. Long story short though, this entire game's trophy list is all about knowing what to do at all times, which is very hard to do if you have no idea what you're doing just starting off. And that's where a lot of the time comes from. Having a game with 110 hours and only 41 trophies does indeed equal out to 1 trophy on average popping every 2.5 hours, which is insane. And the first trophy I did get in the game was called Green Horn, from simply earning 15,000 gold total. Now in hindsight, this is not hard to do at all when compared to the amount of gold we throw around meaninglessly at the end, but as a poor working class farmer working for Puff Daddy Incorporated, it is a lot to begin with. And after going to sleep from sending crops to the drop box, I got the bag and here's that trophy. Now most days are spent early on just watering crops and then contemplating life choices that led us here. But on the off days when it would rain or I got watering done quickly, I would either go to the mines to farm some minerals or go fishing to get fish caught, both for money and for the community center. There is also a trophy gotten much later on from catching every single fish in the game. However, that is actually the easiest of the grind trophies, so we won't worry about that at all. But for now, my second trophy gotten was about an hour after the previous one, and it was just from me catching 10 fish in general. Very simple, and there it is. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to really make this video if I'm being honest with you guys, because it literally was just me farming, fighting monsters, and fishing for like 100 hours straight, and not much else happened. Granted, Stardew Valley somehow makes this at least bearable because it is a pretty fun game to play casually, but I'm not gonna spend 20 minutes in this video just saying, yes, and then on spring 14, I went to the mine, beat up Michelle Obama, came back and slept, and then I farmed on the 15th. That's just boring as hell, I'm not gonna do that. And this game's grind has absolutely drained me, and I low-key don't really give a fuck anymore. So the next trophy I got was a few hours after the first one, and was simply from me earning 50,000 gold total in this game. A lot like the first trophy I got, except just for more money, of course. And as I had said earlier, on the off days, or just the days I decided to grind the mines, I did indeed end up getting all the way through them and reaching the bottom, which was floor 120. And that's not really hard to do because every 5 levels you get a safe spot that you can reset from the next day using the elevator. But there was a trophy from reaching the bottom of the mines in Stardew Valley, which I received right here. And finally, after another 3 hours, I ended up getting a trophy from farming, which is kind of a first excluding those generic gold earning trophies. This one was from me selling 300 of one crop in the game called monoculture. And this is not hard again, you just sell a lot of one crop. It's very simple, I'm not sure why I explained it, but I need to get my words out today, I'm so alone. Anyways, I did this all from shipping cranberries because once you plant them, they continue to give more fruits of your labor as the days pass, and numerous berries come from each plant, making it a very plentiful crop. Anyways, here's that trophy. And due to all of the epic farming I've been doing, I actually got another trophy only about 40 minutes after that one, which is like 2 days in the Stardew Valley universe. But this time it was from me maxing out one skill in the the game, that being farming, which is a trophy. There is also a trophy from maxing out all skills later, but not for quite some time. Speaking of some time a bit later, I got another gold trophy, but this time it was from me earning 250,000 gold. And just for some insight into this game's currency trophies, you need to earn a minimum of 10 million gold total, so that's cool. I think I'm dead inside. Anyways, there's another aspect of this game that I haven't touched on yet, that being the museum collection. This is an extremely annoying trophy that is entirely luck-based, and I don't say that because I struggled to get artifacts and minerals, which, you know, I did, but it literally is luck-based. You have to fill up the entire museum with artifacts and special minerals gotten from both geode openings, treasure chests, and a ton of other ways. But for now, I just got a trophy from getting 40 put in there, so that's not too bad. I then ended up catching 100 fish total in the game a few hours after, which isn't hard to do, especially when you have to catch like 20 of the same fish trying to get a more rare one, which is a very common occurrence in this game, sadly. But anyways, here's that trophy from catching 100 fish total. And in terms of trophies, this game has like 80% of them just being a bunch of trophies like that, where you have to get X amount of things done total until getting them all. Another avenue, or lane if you will, of that was crafting every single item in the game, which is in my opinion the most complex thing you have to do, primarily because there is numerous missable recipes in each season, and if you don't do research in depth, you will most likely end up missing some and having to wait another year to get the recipe, which I did do over and over, and I really relate to Hannah Baker right now. But before doing anything drastic, I just crafted 15 recipes for an easy trophy right here. Not even close to all of them, but whatever, it's fine. Also, I did get a trophy from catching 24 different fish in the game, but if I'm being completely honest with you, I have no idea where the trophy pop is in these recordings. I have over 110 hours of footage, and I must have just not wrote it down right because I cannot find it at all, so I apologize, but here it is, my trophy stats anyway. I am sorry, this game is just a giant mess. But I did manage to track down the next trophy, which was simply gotten from me crafting 30 different items in the game. However, that still is not even close to all of them, and seeing these after the fact, it makes me very sad inside knowing what's to come. Almost depressing even. Actually, definitely depressing. Who am I kidding? Oh yeah, and then I also got a trophy about 3 hours after, and I was not expecting it at all, so I accidentally clicked on it when it popped up because I was gonna go check something else in the good old PlayStation, but anyways, it was from getting 1 million gold. We are now 10% of the way to our money-saving goal. Only in 2024 is being a millionaire not good, what the hell. But with that additional trust fund I just got given, like all the other successful people in society, I used it to upgrade my house for the first time. You are required to upgrade it a minimum of 3 times, by the way, for numerous reasons I don't care to explain. But for now, I just got a trophy from doing it once. And my next trophy was also from upgrading my house, except this time it was from it being at full level. However, you still do have to buy another add-on, so we aren't necessarily done getting useless square footage, sadly. And at this point in the game, I was around 40 to 50 hours in so far. I'm not positive, but I know it's getting up there. And I had finally managed to get everything I needed to for the community center. So I decided to real fast just back up my save and then get the alternate ending, I guess, for this game's community center, which is from instead of fixing it up, you just buy the JoJo Mart membership or some BS. This is not advised though because corporate America is bad. Anyways, there's a trophy from them just like turning the community center into a child sweatshop or something wild, but here it is anyways. I also wasn't quite there and still needed like one item from another season, so I instead decided to roll back my save like I had to, and in the meantime just begin grinding friendships while waiting for the time to pass. This is one of the most tedious and boring activities you will have to do in this game, and also just in life in general. Like, I actually think going to school was more fun than doing this shit, but essentially you need at least 7 hearts with around 60 to 70% of people in the game to get all of the recipes and benefits needed for trophies. Also, you have to marry someone, but it doesn't matter, and I just got married to the first bitch to get max hearts, bro. I could care less. But before any of that fun, I got the first friendship trophy right here from getting a 5 heart level for the first time on a person. And about an hour and a half after that, I did indeed finally repair the community center. I'm not gonna lie though, that took way longer than it should have, and I'm low-key disappointed in myself. At least, you know, more than usual. But that basically just gives us things we need for other trophies, and obviously this trophy from repairing it. I was also still going after friendship trophies right now, and a few minutes later, quite literally, I got a trophy from being a 5 heart level or better with 4 different people. I also was trying to do as many help wanted quests as I was able to, because you need to do like 40 total for a trophy, and also completing these boost friendship levels a lot, so it's definitely helpful in speeding up the lubrication of these people's hearts. And I ended up doing my 10th one right here for a trophy, and still I was grinding those fucking friendship trophies. Do you see now what I mean when I say this is quite tedious and boring? I wasn't lying, bro. But I did yet again get another trophy from it. This time, however, it was from getting 10 people to 5 hearts or more. Exasperated sigh. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to actually, whatever. Anyways, my next trophy was from me reaching max hearts with someone, that of which I did to an already married woman. Homewrecker arc is about to begin. 2 hours after that, I got another trophy from friendship, and it was yet again from getting 5 hearts with 20 people total. They be passing me around like my ex in high school. I'm gonna jump. Oh my god! Alright, about 4 hours after that, I finally managed to get the final friendship trophy, I'm pretty sure. I honestly forgot, they all kind of blend together in my reasons why journal, but this time it was from 8 people having a 10 heart level. Now this is good because we got a ton of recipes from that in general, but also they can't lose friendship now, so there's no need to ever speak to these people again. God bless. And I know it sounded like I was joking when I said 2 hours later, 4 hours later, but that was legitimately how much time it took. Forever. Anyways, with all those recipes I got given, I did also start to begin to start cooking some food. You have to cook everything in the game, by the way. This was expected. We know by now that Stardew Valley just never ends, so that's cool. But the first trophy I got was just from cooking 10 recipes total, which is nice. Quite a few hours after, I also finally got max skill level in all of the skills. This wasn't really anything you had to go out of your way for, but it did take multiple hours to get. A few hours after that, I also cooked 25 recipes for yet again another cooking trophy. Alright, so at this point, as you all know, since you've been watching for quite some time now, I hope, we are nearing the end game of Stardew Valley's trophy list. It's hard to really phrase an endpoint for this game because every moment I felt like I was maybe getting close, it just kept getting stretched out more and more and more. I began to really feel like a dude who's only 5'6", just waiting for that day to grow to a more reasonable height, yet it would never come. But what I am trying to say is that I ended up getting a few trophies that were very much collective and that have been staring me down in my sleep. I'm not kidding when I say I had nightmares from this game. This is true. But the first one I got was called Polyculture, and it was from me shipping 15 of every single crop in the game. Very easy if you pay attention to each season. Very hard if you're a retard like me. I also ended up catching every single fish in addition, which was low-key fun, and that's the only trophy in this game that is. A few hours after that, I also finally finished the Monster Slayer goals. This was a little side thing that just kept kill counts on every enemy type, with us needing to kill a certain number to receive rewards and ultimately a trophy. Alright, so the next 2 trophies I got were both sort of tied together. First, it was from finally completing the museum collection, and I could sit here and bitch and complain for 10 minutes about this because I had zero luck or RNG with it. Spending numerous hours hitting worms, opening artifact troves, geodes, all of it without getting jack. But eventually I did get every single one just from doing those tedious and horrible things I just mentioned, so here is that trophy. Now the reward for completing the museum in the game was actually a star drop, and it was also the last star drop I needed in the game. Star drops just give you more energy, by the way, so that's their entire purpose. But I also forgot to collect it, so I came back about an hour later realizing this and then got the trophy. I am so happy right now, can you tell? Anyways, the last few trophies I got in the game were all low-key underwhelming as hell. Mostly because I stayed up all night playing this for like 16 hours straight, just not getting any luck with drops. I actually think I might have had one of the worst experiences with this game's RNG system. For example, I smashed over 1,000 bone clusters from 10 hours of doing it over and over and over every single day. And I did not receive the fossilized rib at all, which has a 1.35% drop chance from these. And statistically speaking, I should have gotten that thing at least 10 times from breaking those nodes that much. But it just never happened, and I ended up getting it from a worm, which is bullshit. But the first trophy I got before the end was from cooking every single recipe. Very tedious, and I hate this game. Then I completed 40 help wanted quests total, which I didn't even know how because I didn't really grind these whatsoever. It just kind of popped up, so that's nice. And then I finally earned 10 million gold. A very long grind, and I did not farm at all after that. I am now retiring from baby oil, much like how Puff Daddy is. I also finally shipped every item once the damn game gave me a quest that spawned in radioactive ore, seeing as that was my last item to ship. The good old baby maker, or rather wife, then finally pooped out the second kid, and I got a trophy from being married and having 2 kids. And then before beginning my real downfall, I just crafted every item in the game, which again is horrible, but I don't want to talk about it because of how much PTSD I have from that trophy. So now I only have 2 trophies remaining, and they are both from a minigame inside this game. Yes, I have to play a game within a game to get a trophy that isn't even real, just simply digital. It's called The Journey of the Prairie King, and it's honestly a very hard and annoying game. Mostly because it's such a small thing on your screen to begin with, and you almost have zero room for error because you cannot get hit once throughout your entire playthrough, meaning you are not allowed to die for a trophy. And I tried this for about an hour, having a grand total of 114 hours on the game by now, just so you know. And you know, it kind of pissed me off instantly because this isn't even a part of the game. It's literally just a separate game. It's just kind of stupid, and you know, I've been mentally checked out of this game for about 50 hours at this point. So eventually I just broke my controller from anger and decided, fuck this game, I'm not wasting any more time or money on it. Thanks for watching.